Chapter 2, Communication that Blocks Compassion. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. For as you judge others, so will yourselves be judged. Holy Bible, Matthew 7:1. In studying the question of what alienates us from a natural state of compassion, I have identified specific forms of language and communication that I believe contribute to our behaving violently towards each other and ourselves. I use the term life alienating communication to refer these forms of communication. Certain ways of communicating alienate us from our natural state of compassion. Moralistic judgments. One kind of life alienating communication is the use of moralistic judgments that imply wrongness or badness on the part of people who don't act in harmony with our values. Such judgments are reflected in language. The problem with you is that you're too selfish. She's lazy. They're prejudiced. It's inappropriate. Blame, insults, put downs, labels, criticism, comparisons, and diagnosis are all forms of judgment. In the world of judgments, our concern centers on who is what. The Sufi poet Rumi once wrote, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field I'll never meet you there." Life alienating communication, however, traps us in a world of ideas about rightness and wrongness, a world of judgments. It is a language rich with words that classify and decommoditize people and their actions. When we speak this language, we judge others and their behavior while preoccupying ourselves with who's good, bad, normal, abnormal, responsible, irresponsible, smart, ignorant, etc. Long before I reached adulthood, I learned to communicate in an impersonal way that did not require me to reveal what was going on inside myself. When I encountered people or behaviors I either didn't like or didn't understand, I would react in terms of their wrongness. If my teachers assigned a task I didn't want to do, they were mean, or if someone pulled out in the middle of me in traffic, my reaction would be, "You idiot." When we speak this language, we think and communicate in terms of what's wrong with others for behaving in certain ways, or occasionally what's wrong with ourselves for not understanding or responding as we would like. Our attention is focused on classifying, analyzing, and determining levels of wrongness rather than what we and others need and are not getting. Thus, if my partner wants more affection than I'm giving her, she is needy. And it is my belief that all such analysis of other human beings are tragic expressions of our own values and needs. They are tragic because when we express our values and needs in this form, we increase defensiveness and resistance among the very people whose behaviors are of concern to us. Or if people do agree to act in harmony with our values, they will likely do so out of fear, guilt, or shame because they concur with our analysis of their wrongness. Analysis of others are actually expressions of our own needs and values. But if I want more affection than she is giving me, then she is aloof and insensitive. If my colleague is more concerned about details than I am, he is picky and compulsive. On the other hand, if I am more concerned about details than he is sloppy and disorganized. We all pay dearly when people respond to our values and needs not out of desire to give from the heart, but out of fear, guilt, or shame. Sooner or later, we will experience the consequences of diminished goodwill on the part of those who comply with our values, out of a sense of either external or internal coercion. They too will pay emotionally, for they are likely to feel resentment and decreased self esteem when they respond to us out of fear